Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Glow Up Method. This is the place. No, this is the space for you to learn who you are. Discover all the things that bring you joy, that light you up in order to come to this world the most present, the most tank-filled person you can be. Hi, my name is Natasha, and I am so truly blessed and honored to choose to be here with you today, and that you, of all the things that you can be doing, choose to be here with me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I am sitting here like a very uncomfortable woman because I am like binded up today. I had such a long day yesterday that the bloat was real. Like the swelling was, oh hell yelling. It was like crazy sauce. And then, so let me just get to the day and then you'll understand why. So if I'm a little bit on the like movie side, full disclosure here, but with all the compression, I actually did see myself look a little bit flat. I just maybe can't breathe, and it's like all pushed up to here. So it's not down there right now, but it's all smushed up here, which isn't great for filming, but we're gonna get through this. That's okay. So anywho'sville, yesterday, super exciting day. So I know you guys have all been on this journey with me. So you know my heartbreak when my little Tyler had this sports injury, playing the game he loved, and just the challenges he went through. He had to get 4 long honking screws put into his knee, had to have major surgery, couldn't put weight on his feet for over 6 weeks. I'm at 6 weeks tomorrow. I cannot imagine, right? Like, can't imagine not being able to bear weight on my leg for 6 weeks. Like, it's hard enough to like not use my abs like when I'm getting up, but I can, and I'm practicing. Like, I don't have anything that's like, I mean, obviously you're sore, whatever. Anyways, I don't know. That sounded very difficult. And so to work his way back up and get healthy, and there were setbacks, right? Some days it's 2 days forward, or 2 steps forward, 1 day back, like, 1 step back. Anyways, he's had this crazy turbulent journey. He was taken off his team just to really never be off of his team. But it just was so much drama, so much for this mama to sit and watch somebody I really love suffer and to feel like they lost out on so much, right? That the way things were supposed to be weren't. And there were so many moments in the journey where I was like, oh my gosh. But then I had this realization. I was like, wait a minute, people have it way worse. And I'm not saying that in a sense that like I enjoy other people. Like, it's this perspective to say, yeah, that's true. So even though this is bad, this would be somebody's dream. Like, you still have the other leg operating, right? So you're still able to play, even if it's not on the team you want to, right? Like, so, I'm not diminishing the challenges, right? The suffering I saw him in, the pain he was in, like, but I also saw just this other side of him that blossomed, where he was like a coach and like a physical therapist and even a mentor to others. Like, what happened to him didn't inhibit him. It didn't hold him back. It wasn't a loss. There was so much more he gained. Like he said, I see the game differently. I play the game differently. I have a different appreciation. And of course, as he's just, coming back and dealing with his thing, his injury, he has a friend who has catastrophic injury, right? Where he is now left with very limited mobility at all. And he's a 16-year-old boy, right? And he's a paralyzed quadriplegic. Doesn't have use of his triceps, his biceps. I think he has maybe one, his wrist. And you don't know the power of a wrist until you want to go brush your teeth. You don't know the power of being able to stand on your own until you're going to the restroom. Like, there's so many different things that we take for granted. We just assume we're going to be there. But there's no promises and there is no guarantees. That is the only guarantee in this life. So really appreciate what you have, even though you wish it to be improved at times. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? We want better. And that's the goal for us, is to work towards growing, work towards getting better. And the more we personally improve it has this ripple out effect, right? It affects the people in our lives. It affects the people we have relationships with, and our partners and our kids and our parents and our friends and colleagues. But it all begins with us. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's essential. It is critical. And it isn't a bad thing that you prioritize yourself. It isn't a bad thing that you spend money on yourself. It isn't a bad thing that you treat yourself to a lunch, dinner, or dessert. There's nothing wrong with these things. And I think for so long we have these mom guilt, these feelings that we want everybody around us to be happy. So we'll be the martyr. Why not? We'll go without so others can feel joy. And we do feel joy when we see others joyous, right? Like, it's great. Give somebody a little toy, give them a gift, a present. Like, they love it, most of the time. Sometimes people get a little, I even admit it. Sometimes I'm like, this is the wrong chocolate. I don't like this chocolate. If you would like me, you would know that I don't like these chocolates. Listen, I appreciate the gift, right? So anyways, yesterday was a super exciting day, but it was a super exhausting one. So drum roll, he got those 4 honking screws out of his body. So I had to be in Stanford. We arrived there at 6 a.m. I woke up at 4 in the morning. Just especially after my experience, there was a lot of like praying and spirituality in there, because I wanted to ensure, everything I could do on my end, because I, have it in. I've got a good line of communication there with, universe, source, whoever, God, whatever you want to call it. And, I just wanted to send good vibes to all the technicians, all the everybody around there. So anyway, so we go there, and it was great people were helping him, amazing nurses, amazing staff. And there was this one movie by Robin Williams, and I believe he worked in a pediatric ward for kids with cancer. I want to believe it was like such a long time ago, like in the 80s when I saw this movie, maybe the 90s, and it's the person's name, and it's passing me. But this anesthesiologist, oh my God, he was like the best. He was cracking jokes. He was being silly. Just really was like just a light and joy. And I love that he was sharing his gift, not only his gift of being able to probably put our kids to sleep and make sure that they wake up and make sure that they're comfortable throughout, but he really made them comfortable before. He gave him his cell phone. It was like, what do you want to listen to? And my son picks up and he goes, no. Bruno Mars, Amazing the Way You Are. And I was just in like tears. Like, I literally had tears rolling because he's going down the hall listening to this song, and I was just like, what a moment, because those words were because he's truly amazing, like absolutely amazing what he's been through. His journey has been magnificent, and he's learned so much, leaps and bounds. Like, I couldn't be more proud of him. And I'm so glad that those things are out, and I hope that his knee gets all the peace it deserves now, because it was always irritated and inflamed, and he would fall on these screws and it would hurt. Like, I hope that he gets the peace he so deserves. So I had that, and then we came home. I had to prepare a dish because it was my favorite instructor's birthday. So I prepared a dish, took a shower, got my hair washed, did my makeup, found something that fit me, which is a challenge right now because, like I say, I had a hanging loose belly, and now I have a really like high, hard belly. So it's like I traded one for another, and I'm not saying one is better than the other, like, at this point, because it's just, this one's actually more painful. I mean, I guess the other one, like, I'm not getting clapped at anymore when I run up the stairs, so I have to really appreciate those things. And I can envision a day when I do yoga and I jump and it's not, hitting my thighs, or when I do the jumping jack. So I'll get there eventually. But right now, telling you, this one is real. So it was so amazing. This is what I say about community. It was just such a gift to walk into the gym after 6 weeks, not ready to work out, obviously, but see all these people and feel the embrace and not take them for granted, right? Like, the hug wasn't just like a half hug. It was like, I am so grateful I'm here, and I'm so grateful I get the privilege of sharing this moment and sharing this story with somebody. Like, I know that it's going to be exactly what somebody needs to hear, just like your stories. You may not understand, but you are someone's light. So I'll tell you this, one woman who shared her story, I would have never known that she had something similar. Hers was a little bit more aggressive. She had muscle repair. She had spent a ton of money on it. She's done all these things, and she shared her story with me. And before going into the, during my last class, I said, I won't be here for a while. The surgery's in. And she's like, I'm so happy for you. You're going to love it. So now she's like, I think 11 months or 12 months post-op already. So she's already a year. And she told me a few things, and I was like, yeah. Like, this isn't going to be me. Like, I'll be fine, And she, forewarned that, there could be some, sad feelings, some, kind of, you're out of your element. You're out of all the things that it's going to be a spiritual journey, a physical journey. And I was like, yeah. And I'm going to tell you, there were a few times in this journey when I thought I couldn't, when I thought I was like, that's it. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this sucks. I would think about her. And I was like, no, she got through it. She said, just trust the process. I'm going to get through it. Like, her sharing her story with me gave me the motivation. It gave me the power. It gave me the energy to keep going and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And so when I saw her yesterday, of course, like that was an extra long embrace. And, she's showing me pictures of her things and showing me things like super vulnerable, like crazy. I didn't ask for this picture, but apparently she asked for a picture on the table. And I was like, well, actually, it was kind of cool to see her. Like, I was like, dang, I should have asked for her. But, skin open, you see the whole abdominal wall. And I was like, crazy, like insane. But, I was like, whoa, that's what happens. Like, I'm curious, but not curious at the same time. But yeah, so, she shared hers, and then she was telling me that it was another woman in her class that helped her through, had shared her story with her. And so you see the effect, right? They went through something similar. And in those moments of our darkness and our weakness and when our fears are maximized and you're in pain and you're broken and you just can't see a way out, suddenly even just the thought of the knowing that somebody else, another strong woman, has walked this path and overcome, it just gives this sense of peace, this sense of, all right, this is what we do. And so who knows who influenced her, but look at that trickle down effect. And then I share my story, and perhaps today, tomorrow, or somewhere down the line, maybe somebody through here will hear this and it'll be exactly what they need to hear. Or I share on a forum something, I oftentimes today, sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't, but sometimes I just like to absorb information. But somebody was saying, when can you drive? When can you drive? And so everybody's answering, and I've seen this post many times. I'm like, you can drive. Like, this is when I drove. I wasn't on medicines. I had to, I had to get my son to something. I said, but brace yourself. Like, for me, I was able to drive, but I went very slow. Like, every bump, crack, imperfection of the road was screaming torture. Like, eventually I figured out to put something in between, whether it be even a sock, a washcloth, a shirt, and something in between myself and the seatbelt. I had drains on the side, so those as well, just to give you a little cushion on there. Those kind of things. So you're a little bit more prepared. It's not going to take the pain away. And maybe you're not, maybe other people aren't in pain, but I was it only took until yesterday I was in the car and I was like, oh, it's not as bad. It's improving some. And so I'm not saying speed bumps and all those things feel fine yet, but they're not I'm ripping from the inside out. So I did see the improvement yesterday. And I was like, I appreciate that, because it was a really long, 45 minutes there to the hospital, about a little over an hour home, and then 30 minutes to the gym, 30 minutes home. So it was a lot of car time. But it gave me this time to sit and reflect and say, there is progress, there is improvement. It wasn't that way forever. And so I really wanted to share that with them. So whatever your story is, the good, the bad, the ugly, and I know a lot of times we either share the really good or the really bad, right? It's so easy to do that, because that's what we need help with, right? Most of the time we share bad stories or whatever. It's because we want help or support or whatever it is. Or we want to provide somebody with the help and support, because, it is just nice to know somebody else has walked the path and survived it. And sometimes that's what we need to know. And, I know things can get difficult, and I just want to say, like, 9 out of 10 times, maybe 9.5, maybe 9.9% of the times, up until now, every tough time you've experienced, you've got through them all. Like, you're here. You could be going through it, but you're still here. And that's the important thing. I mean, I think a lot of times we forget that. Like, we are huge successes. Our life has been filled with difficult situations. Let's just say the pandemic. That hit everyone. There wasn't anyone spared. I mean, maybe in different countries. I don't know. I live in California. It's ultra conservative, ultra liberal. And we were like like locked in and locked down. So maybe in different states and places, it wasn't quite the same, or countries or things, or maybe it was more than what we experienced even here. But we all got through it. And look at us now. Like, yes, there were people that didn't. And that's very sad and it's terrible, right? But on the same turn, you survived it. Just as you have survived every other thing that has happened or gone wrong or been a challenge in your life. Whether it be a mental challenge, a physical, maybe a diagnosis, maybe, an illness, maybe something that you've had to really work through, an injury. You did it. You did it. And I know there were days that were really hard. And if you're going through something right now, I know there will be days that are really hard. But even within those really challenging spots, it's like the yin and the yang. And like, have a yin and a yang, right? The thing with the circle and this, and then the 2 dots. That even within good, there is a little bit of evil. And even within the evil, there is a little bit of good. And I say that because even in really difficult situations, there are beautiful lessons. I would never wish this injury on my son or anyone else I know that he went through. But he did it. It's part of his journey. It's part of his legacy. It's part of his history. His injury has helped others, right? He's since had other friends have knee injuries, and he's been one that they go to. He has since been like, people come to him, who's your physical therapy? Who's this? He's been an inspiration to other players who are going through injuries themselves within their team, and see that you can come back and you can come back strong. And yeah, there's going to be times that are really difficult. And maybe he doesn't play as much as he used to play on the team, or he isn't able to do as much as he was before then. But I believe now that those screws are gone, that will change. And I believe now that I have gratitude even for those screws. They came out and he was on the goofy med, so he flipped the screws off. And I said, for all the bad things that those screws have caused you, we should also be very grateful for those screws. They held you together. I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have the technology or ability to do that? You would be deformed. You wouldn't have use of your lower appendage. Maybe back then they would have just cut the whole thing off. So be grateful. Be grateful that there is this technology and a doctor who can go into your body, go beneath the tendons, find 2 bones that have unpopped together, sand them down, do whatever to make sure they fit perfectly, so that you can live a fully functional life utilizing your knee and return to the sport you love. How amazing is that? So sometimes things that are really good for us cause us pain. And sometimes things that are painful have an end, right? It wasn't a life sentence. It's not going to be that way forever. And it takes a lot of resilience and persistence to get through those tough days, but you do it. And so even here, when I lay here and I felt sorry for myself, I would think about others who have it way worse, or have been through worse and have overcome, or maybe not even been through worse, but have been through something and they overcame. And it wasn't always a speedy process. And what I always know this to be true, you hear it all the time from everyone, and you'll hear it from me today too. Trust the process. It's so annoying to hear that when you're in the process, like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be upset anymore, guys. I'm just over here trusting the process. No. But it is something that you can talk to yourself and through yourself, utilizing your meditation, utilizing journaling. Like, trust the process and know that you are making progress. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Like, I am so grateful for you. I appreciate you so much. Please, 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 you are the main character of your story. As such, I want you today to please go out there, turn that camera around, pull down your visor, check out your reflection in the mirror, and tell yourself something amazing about you. Actually, first, give yourself a big smile. Just sit there, make eye contact with yourself, give yourself a big cheesy, smile. You deserve it. Watch how you sparkle when you smile. Yes, do it a little bigger. Go do it right now. Shoot. Then I would love for you to please, 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 please give yourself a compliment. My compliment today is I allowed myself to relax. I'm not going to stress out about my steps today. I'm not really going to stress out about moving or doing anything else beyond making my cinnamon rolls. Today was a day about relaxing. I sat in that massage chair for the majority of the day with that massage button testing all the functions. Yes, there were things I could do. There were things I should do. There were things I needed to do. But what I needed most was just to do nothing, to just relax, to appreciate this very moment and be grateful for it. So I say all of this to say, now that you are filled with a big smile and compliment yourself, please go out there today and give somebody else a big smile and give somebody else a compliment and just watch how they glow up. So thank you so much. Bye.